Well, hey everybody. It's a beautiful mid-March day and we have temperatures in the high 60s Fahrenheit, which would be 15-ish Celsius. And today's the day we're gonna crack these open. So I did go into these colonies over the winter just to, we had a day where it was warm enough to open them. Not inspect them, but open them. And today's the day where it's warm enough. We're not gonna go deep dive, but we're gonna take a look and I'll take you along. So I went into fall, I had 5 going into fall. Had 1 fail almost immediately. I went into winter with 4, and so far all the indications are that 4 are coming out. Not saying that in a confident or cocky way, because if you do with bees long enough, they will humble you for sure. But this colony is alive and thriving. This is my quilt box. Showed you that before. So what we're gonna do is, forgot how to be a beekeeper. I didn't smoke them. Hope they don't mind. Give them just a little bit of smoke. No smoke. All right. And all we're gonna focus on right now is the top box. We're gonna pull the quilt off. We're just gonna mostly do a check to make sure that they've got adequate food. So I said that we're not through, right? They're not overwintered yet. They are at a risk potentially now. As the colony size is expanding and the forage is not necessarily as abundant as it will be in the future, that the size of the colony could outpace the food available. There's a honey frame. So that's answers the question, do they have enough food? Oh, they had all winter to propolize these and stick them together, and it worked. All right, so here we are again. There's another good honey frame. So, okay, so we answered the honey question. The next question would be pollen. About this time last year, I put pollen patties on, and the person that I bought them off of, their company, they said be ready, they're going to take off like a rocket, and they were right. So I do see some pollen in there, and it also kind of looks like the nest is being opened up. I apologize for the light, I can't control that. But this is a half moon arc. You'll see that a lot of times want to be the brood nest edge. So anyway, I would put pollen patties on if I needed to. But last year, like I said, they took off like a rocket, and they all swarmed on me. And I don't mind that they swarmed. I mean, it's not ideal, right? But okay, there's what we really wanted to see. There's some brood. Okay. Some brood on that side. There's the queen, actually. Let's see if I can get to her. Right there. There's your queen bee. She's walking around. Right there. Okay, so as far as that goes, you saw what you needed to see. Put eyes on her again. Queen is active. The colony has food. They have pollen. They have honey. They have brood. So I got distracted, surprisingly. Unsurprisingly, surprisingly. So what I said there is I don't want to put pollen on this one because they don't need it. Now, you wouldn't be wrong if you saw the same thing I just saw and showed you and decided to put pollen on. This is the time of year, I'm in northern Ohio, but this is a time of year where the beekeeping experts, that have been keeping bees for a year or so really come out in droves. And I don't mean that to be derogatory. We all started somewhere. The thing that I would caution people from is taking advice, as well-meaning as it could be, from people that haven't had success. Again, I say that very carefully because I don't mean to disparage anybody, but if you've got somebody that had their first colony through the winter, that's wonderful. I would take advice from them from a grain of salt. And I'll tell you, I have brought colonies through the winter here in northern Ohio for a half a dozen years in a row now. Be careful taking advice from me. And I say that not that I don't know anything, but I know enough to know that I still don't know it all. For me, that's my situation with this colony, right? Queen's present, brood, food. Once it gets warm and stays warm, I will probably look to reverse the boxes. Right now it's a deep and a medium. Here in a little while, I'll probably want to reverse those boxes and put the medium on the bottom for a short time, get the queen down there laying or queen up in the deep, and then I'll reverse them again. That's a long way to say, hey, spring hasn't sprung, but it's sure around the corner. Well, I have to make a slight edit. So this was the last one, this one with the brick in front of it, and all appearances it looks like a live hive, but when I opened it up, it looked a lot like, to me, there was actually no colony in there. These are all robber bees. So if you know me, I got my brick system. Sideways brick is something's wrong. I don't know when I'll be back in, but the truth of the matter is there's really nothing for it right now, unfortunately. If they're robbing, just gonna let it go. Saw enough signs in there to indicate there was no bees in that nest itself. So anywho, I thought I was initially 4 for 4, and it looks like I am 3 for 4, because I did verify the other 3 are still there and kicking. Thank you for watching. Hope that was useful.